Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. We're almost done with saying that, except myself. In the last part, we unlocked a dancer. And now it's time to say hello to a gentleman's balls, rather than flies. Oh, B! Arya Ariana in the flesh. A pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That sells it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Car, I was hoping you would silently agree. So I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants and see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. Alright, let's speak with them. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? My apologies, but I cannot say I have had dealings with the man as you describe. Good morrow to you, madam. Oh, are you looking for someone? A gentlemanly Highlander, you? I know not this man whom you speak, but mayhap Mistress Elise does? She is well acquainted with rather a lot of merchants and noblemen. I've sold my fair share of goods to Highlander adventurers, but I've not described such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. Alright, let's speak with Elise. As ever a warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? Now that I think of it, I have heard tell of a foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardons, miss, but did you say you know Inspector Hildebrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume? I do not know his name, only that he is here by invitation of Lord Amon, or so it is rumored. Surely as a ward of House Forton, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask after him at the manor? Car, I knew it was serendipity to Forton Manor. My minion didn't have anything to say to me. Jerk. Well, my Mistress Ariana, do you require assistance? Aye, it is as you say. At this time, Lord Amon is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah! We found the inspector! If I'm not mistaken, our meeting should be ending shortly. If you'd like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? And again, you seem a responsible sort. Not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Very well. We humbly accept your offer. I think you're thinking of a gazelle. And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. Oh my gosh, my minion. I might have to change the non-flying one. It's gonna keep trolling me like this. That must be Inspector Hildebrand! cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk breath in the air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates body and mind both. What can benefit one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise. There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you. I say, who do I see before me? Not one but two of my beloved son's faithful companions. Lord Godbert? But I thought... Hildy? In Ishgard? This is the first I've heard of it. Aha! I found you at last, heretic. Yes, you, the hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. I beg your pardon. This man is an old-on merchant here at the behest of the House Portant. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Portant? Then he couldn't possibly. Though there were those two wars that, but they were acquitted of all charges in a trial by combat. If he demands the right to, then I would personally have to. Oh dear. A thousand apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I'm Seer, and as you may have guessed, I am an inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Ho ho ho, heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye, a man rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself in a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildebrand. Could he be a fan? Say again, you are acquainted with such a man? I see, and the man you were looking for is Lord Godbert's son? I assume their investigations may be connected, so I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together? It is, after all, possible that we are seeking the selfsame individual, and if so, and if he is innocent, it would be for the best if you were present when I apprehended him, and that we might resolve this matter without incident. I say we go with him, Arya. This looks like our best lead yet. Then I shall accompany you all. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son, and there's a chance we might be reunited. I should be glad to seize it. Then it is settled. We shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once. Mistress Ariana, are these your traveling companions? The mysterious muscular vagabond? Ah, yes. The patrol sighted him lurking near the dusk vigil. Thinking he might be a lost traveler, they called out to him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I'm surprised he bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warrants the mention in my report. Aha! The unmistakable scent of heresy. Terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know. I will not rush to judgment as before. Still, much as I hope you find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late, there have been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. Sounds so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced, or worse, that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, alone as my witness, I will find and bring a heretic to justice, and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Yes, I understand you have your reasons, but whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you are set upon your course, then you may begin your search near the dusk vigil. excellent suggestion, Sir Wetwell. Should we succeed in our endeavor, rest assured that you will share in this glory. Nyeh. The hunt continues onward to the Dusk Vigil. I'm told that region is especially cold, so don't forget to dress appropriately for the weather. Hello, destination. Fury take me, it's freezing. This is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this god's forsaken wasteland. Over there, look! Someone's coming from the vigil. Inspector! Inspector, is that you? As I live and breathe, all the places to be reunited with Master Zombie Brown's compatriots. How fare you all this fine afternoon? Ark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brother's unholy magics! He's not a heretic. He's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Ul'dah, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence, so when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. Ah, truly, every last one dead. That is to say, are irrevocably dead. If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. Then my calculations were wrong? The inspector didn't land in Quarthos? Now, do not fret so. If it is our overlord you seek, then you are in luck. As a founder of the Gentle Dead Men, our fates and our ether are inextricably entwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly, good sir, you can guide us to Inspector Hildebrand? As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. It is a vile, insidious sickness which must needs be burned out ere the infection takes hold. Surely, zombification would qualify, yes? Confound it, they've left us behind! Call it a comeback. Who do they think they are, commandeering this investigation and employing a zombie as a bloodhound? It beggars belief. We must regain control of the situation. With me, Arya. What? Whose side am I on? Whose side am I being dragged to? Hold on, my friends, I must needs concentrate. Master Zombie Brand is indeed nearby, but there is also something else. Mayhap a powerful magic confounding my senses. Can guide you no further. We must needs split up and search the area. Now see here! These wastes are infested with wild beasts, and you would have us split up? Arya can handle herself true, and you've clearly no reason to fear death. But what of Mistress Nashu? Ah, I take your meaning, my good zombie. Arya, praise you to the lady's protection. Inquisitor Seer, would you care to take the lead? Come on, you two. The inspector's out there somewhere. Look, Arya, that's gotta be the inspector. And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos. Nay, my lady, they are not mere gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos. There are some yet fastidious foes who would surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. Well, Arya can save Master Zombie Brown now. Okay. I will save you from those wild, gentlemanly gazebos. As I like walking in. Inspector, can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold. Ugh, ugh. Up, and at them! Everyone is waiting for you! Forgive me. Pulling it harder, my arms are like to tear. Ah, there you are. We heard shouting. Have you perchance found something? Fury, take me. Is that my heretic? Confounded, I wanted him alive. Inspector Hildebrand is definitely not a heretic, and he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating, like last time. Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not. My wife and I had our ways of waking him. Hildebrand, Helidor, Maximus! Write this on something, I missed a line. Oh, you will get up right this instant. I had to pull it out. Was it the Manderville meteor strike or the Manderville meteor dive? Bah! Maybe Julian. Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go! Splendidly suplex, Master Godbert. Where am I? The snowy wastelands of Coerthus? And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course, who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from sleep? Slumber sweet, but my beloved fans. Why do I feel as though I've stepped into a portal, through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? Just nod and smile. That's what I do. What is this? A mammon? Where did it come from? Oh, that? When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow. I'm hiding. Little Lollifellan girl, how adorable! Nasha, please, not the firm, muscular legs, not unlike my own. This is clearly a Lollifellan boy. Now you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious. I am the very soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently awake him and ascertain his identity. Hello. There, that ought to do it. Gigi. What is this place? Who am I? Guess I had to break up the cutscene. It would seem that although Father's ungentle administration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory. How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember? Do not worry, young man. Everything will be alright. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember. Then you can help me to remember? Hearken to me now, for I, Hildebrand, the Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesiac hobbledehoy. Wonderful, wonderful! I'll get started on the batch of Nashu's delights. Effective as your explosives were in the past, I suspect that young Gigi lacks the hardy constitution required to survive such an approach. Gigi? Is that my name? When you woke, you were muttering Gigi. I suspect the phrase may hold some significance for you, so until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker? But that's just a sound all mammoths make. What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyway? Gigi. I like this name, thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am? Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we'll return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Not for Thunderlun. Don't allow me to accompany you. Julian will give me no more end of trouble. If I keep her waiting much longer, though perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return. This is a rather lot to digest, though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nashi's protestations, the inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have my word that he will be treated fairly. That was a camera angle to enter into. Fairy, take me that man. Ah, Arya. I suppose you have heard the news then. That Inspector Hildebrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity. If you're looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God's nowhere with that mammoth in tow. As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the Dusk Vigil. Sickness which has since been purged. They did that. So it seemed all is right with the world once more. For now, I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill, and when he does, trouble is sure to follow. The Gigi situation. I pray the sea finds you well, Arya, or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out that Inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under more suspicious circumstances after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold. Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs, must destroy it. Given his affinity for contraption, I fear the Inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Fury be praised. At least you have seen reason. Let's pray he will as well. I'm given to understand that while the Inspector and his assistants have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Fort Taunt Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Verily shall we scour all creation from the deepest pit of the seventh hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells! Just so! Such is the creative Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Well posed, Gigi. Well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellonic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Arya, and Inquisitors here, ever the jester, accusing poor JJ of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. As you please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Mistress Ariana, Inspector Seer, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, Lord Edmond! My sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition. A fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi a boy or a girl? This clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury, take me, not you too! Is the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine. Even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he is not a threat. I beg your pardon? Miraculous resuscitation? I see. And until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here and now if you wish. Adopt? Then would that make me Gigi's father? Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationships between our two houses. Yes, yes, of course, I'll do it. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry instructor extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville. Papa Hildy! Papa Hildy! The inspector's finally become a father! It's so beautiful! Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap, by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmond. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son. We must away. Oh, Haloni. I would not presume to question your grand design, but... confound it all! Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I'm still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. Lord Gobert will be pleased to hear that his son is all as hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. Oh no, now we get to play the Rini gets lost in Ishkar game again. Are you down there? You totally are. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. The grand manor of House Durin, male start? Pray do not fill the boy. The mammoth's head with such nonsense. That is the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there's no House Durin Mildem Spart, and that it is rather a ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including the esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. Alright, let's head to the stables then. splendid specimens of horse bird flesh. Would you not agree? In the hands of skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place in the saucer. These chocobos are the pride of Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. It didn't. You know, just because you found him in a Corinthian snowbank doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I not complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. Not a smile. But I want one! I want one! Buy me a chocobo, please, Father! Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. Am I that strange looking? Why bother? It's no use. Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi! Spirits. My word, a vase flowing to the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the work? Opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much the vase cost. 123,544,000 gil at last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil? Ugh. Oh, Helene, why have you forsaken me? Well, would you look at that? It's a miracle. Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself. Did I do that? Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan, just like father. Papa Hildy's papa? Your grandpapa Godbert, the man who woke you up with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the powers of life and death. Once T and the missus come back from the tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's powers as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you acknowledge it. This mammoth? Sir, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth, nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless face. My word, is that what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi's my flesh and blood. I would not sell him at any price. Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth. Gigi, whatever has gotten into you, you are my son. You are a Manderville man. Listen to your papa, Gigi. You are a Manderville girl through and through. Stop it, both of you! You're not my papa or my mama. Well, it's only to be expected. Gigi is of a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth. How can you not? Never mind. The measure of a mammoth. The course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildebrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son. That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, it's all very... Wait, what was that about with the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry station at the city gates and the airship landing. If Fury help us, he has left Ishgard. We need to know about it sooner rather than later. I will visit the Ark of the Worthy. When the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing, you can question the guards at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed. Little fellow with a wide-brimmed hat. He came through here. Bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them was named Slaughterfells, right? Funny little buggers. Seemed keen to be anywhere but here. Well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries of the airship landing have had no one matching his description. Falcon's Nest! Fury, take me! We must return to that freezing pit of despair! Wheresoever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he was returned to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds. Really? He seemed no mood to frolic when last I saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was, in fact, a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose. And so we returned to Western Coerthas, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where we found him. Home to his heretic masters to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the end of my the unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy. What are we sending around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think the Inquisitor Sir might not be thinking very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not presume to know his feelings ere he voiced them explicitly. Till such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him around to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intent. Subtlety in all things, Nashu. That is the Manderville way. Footprints. Aha! I knew it. The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the fear, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics. I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector, I think I just had one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Gobert. I did tell her Grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Nashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father? Aha, ha, 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 what a fine young gentleman eager to explore his heritage. Let's make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Mandervilles beckons. I really can't be bothered. Alright. Could follow the footprints, or we could follow the map. Oh, I guess we actually have to follow the footprints. Oh yeah, we'll follow the map that leads to the footprints. Gosh dang it. No, there appears to be a snowball fight going on here. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck to its cap, suggesting the impact is something small and round traveling at high speed. Ugh, my head! Who? Oh, it's you. You followed me. Oh, Gigi, if you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he isn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi. We Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth of no fewer than 24 occasions. Several times from bombs above, and my mind is no less brilliant from the experience. I expect the earth was no less brilliant for the experience. Sir, why are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he? What good fortune to cross paths with you a lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us? Grandpapa Godbert! Grandpapa Godbert! Mama Nashu says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpapa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy. Sure about this, son. It may sting a little. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Then let's begin. This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect, Thank you, Grandpapa Gobbert. Thank you. Oh, but haven't not even begun to begin. But I got my hammer. Papa Hildy, I'm a Manderville man. Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you. Papa Hildy. Gigi. Now that brings back some memories. Papa Hildy? Oh dear, who could have done such a thing? By the Fury, just like the Voss all over again, miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is how shall I put this? More manageable. And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth? Is that what's been troubling you all the time? But why didn't you say so? A Manderville is more than flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you a man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth." Mother, Father, forgive me for not consulting you with you earlier, but circumstances forced my hand. I formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. Ye gods, I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son! Grandpapa Godbert! Ha! It all makes sense now. Grandpapa Godbert and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpapa Godbert, Grandmama Julian. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. And what's so bloody grand about it? I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Fairy take me! I'd heard the tales of dark nights before, but no, couldn't it be? No, I think it was just something far worse. Heretical, like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out. They're mad, utterly mad, the whole damn lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could even have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth! Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me. Their idiocy is infectious. Mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure. Report to your superior. One step at a time. One step at a time. Right then, my superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption in House Manderville, as witnessed by House Raton, proceeded to take me to my task for gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical machinations and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though I do not share my superior's conviction, I think it's safe to say there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that vase and itself to its original form. Reconstructed magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I have ever seen. And that wraps up the second part of this. Halfway there or something like that. Anyway, I think it's a good point to call this particular video. In the next part, we will continue the adventures of Hildebrand, Papa Hildy, Grandpapa, Godbert, Nashu, and Gigi. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. You can find a link for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out.